been a lot more penis jokes than I was expecting. I haven't brought any myself. But we could know. I haven't, that's the end of that. I've come from London this evening, have you heard of it? I'm not originally from London, but I've lived there for 8 years now, and I love it because disposable income is for losers! It's fantastic. I've been there 8 years, and every now and again I think, my God, I have seen the most London thing I'm ever going to see, and then London tops itself again. So recently, just before Christmas, I was out having drinks with some friends, festive drinks, and there was a chap in the bar where we were who was very energetic, had a lot of energy, a lot of confidence, or cocaine, I don't know, it's not clear. And he was dancing with everybody in the bar all at once, fantastic. And then at the end of the evening, we all got kicked out, and he followed me and my friends to a bus stop and noticed that one of my friends had bright yellow nail varnish on. He was very excited about this, so he started talking to us. He asked her for a cigarette, and he said, "Hey, do you want to see my pedicure?" Of course you've got a pedicure, haven't you? That's a very London move, pedicure on a bloke. And this wasn't a flamboyant gay man, trying to share his life. This was definitely a heterosexual man trying to chat up a woman with his toenails. Very smooth, very smooth. So he says, I got a pedicure because I don't give a fuck. I think you do a little bit, don't you, mate? That's the vibe I'm getting. So my friend, she didn't want to be impolite, and she was a bit drunk, so she couldn't think of the word for no! So she managed to stop it. He'd whipped off his shoes and socks, and there, glistening in the streetlights at 2 a.m. was this fantastic pedicure. But not only was it a pedicure, ladies and gentlemen, because don't forget this is London, it was a pedicure in the now very political colours of the Ukrainian flag, blue and yellow. Yeah, guys, I've got a protest pedicure, I've got an anti-war pedicure. Wow, that guy's making a difference, isn't he? He's making a difference! Well, that's amazing. I have to say, though, it stopped me in my tracks, because I thought, we're just having a laugh. We're just having Christmas drinks, having fun. There's people in the world who are not having that experience, right? Somewhere in London, there's a beautician that's had to spend half an hour with that stubborn old prick. That's my thoughts on London. I'm having a great time. So I'm not from London originally. I actually grew up in the West Country. Now, I flatter myself you can't hear the accent anymore, but it does come back if I go home for long periods of time. If I sort of hang around the farmers, it's certain words and phrases, that just give you away. It's like, if I say something like, leave it, Dean, and worth it, we'll get 10 pints of cider, a line of coke and knock you out. I just hear a faint twang. So I went back at Christmas. I like to remind myself why I left. So my old school friend, double R, dangerous Disco Dave. I know what you're thinking. Is he double R? Yes. Is he dangerous? Sometimes. Does he run a disco? Yes, he does so. Is he a drug dealer? No, not anymore. He's done his time, all right? He's done his time. It's all in the past. Leave him alone. I'll be honest, I think putting him on the postal service, he's a postman now, was a mistake. It's made the drug deliveries a lot easier. And the thing is, people who love the West Country, they can't understand why anybody would ever leave. And I walked in, he was sitting on the same bar stool I left him on 18 years ago. Fair play, Dave. He said, "Here, Cress, how comes you've gone to that there London, right? How comes you've gone there? Don't you like it around here no more?" And I said, "Dave, I don't want to sound like a pretentious prick, but I love it in London, I love it, you're anonymous, it makes you feel like you can do whatever you want and you can still be legitimate, He said, "Chris, I know exactly what you mean. My cousin Tony was illegitimate, he moved to Cheltenham." Good to connect now. So I don't know, it's very different in London. So one of the things that I notice is dating is different. Because not that I would ever want to intimidate anybody, but if you wanted to intimidate a man in the West Country, you'd have to be able to change a tractor tyre in the rain and murder a beast with your own hands, you know what I mean? Whereas in London, you can accidentally offend a man. You can say something like, "Oh no, don't get an Uber, we'll just take my car." It's different. So you guys, you met not through college, through people that's lovely. So IRL, in real life. That's fantastic. Well done, smug. I know that's fantastic, because we're all on the horror apps now, aren't we? Yes? Yeah, people having PTSD in the front row. What's your name? I missed it. Tracy. Are you currently on the horror apps?
Unfortunately.
That's exactly. It's terrible, isn't it? And do you sometimes say to yourself, I'm better than this, I'm leaving? Yeah. But then you don't. I'm better than this, I'm leaving. I'm not an animal. Well, you are. Apparently, you've got like a rat trapped in a 1950s B.F. Skinner experiment. One more swipe, I might get a food pellet. I get to the point where I think, come on, Cress, you've done this for years, you can't leave now. It's hard work, isn't it? It's hard work. But every now and then, again, you do get a food pellet. You know, you see one and you think, oh, no neck tattoo. Looks like he could write his own name in joined up writing, Mother, buy a hat! That's how they keep you in, you know, just occasional intermittent reinforcement, isn't it? I had a match recently. Very exciting. And then I swapped phone numbers with him before we'd met. Never swap phone numbers before you've met. You don't want to have to block anyone. So we got chatting, and then I found out he was an actor. Oh, hazards of London. He found out I was an actor, and I thought, well, he's going to find out I'll do this, I'll put him off. Strangely, it didn't. He said, oh my God, we're both performers. Hey, let me send you my show reel. Why can't you just send me a picture of your knobby freak? It's rough, isn't it? Worse. It is worse. That's largely the joke. I don't know. Who knows? I'll be honest, in the end I didn't see either, and that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, I grew up in the West Country, but my parents aren't local. There's no webbing in my family. My mum's from London and my dad's a northern bastard. And he's great. He comes for visits, you know, he comes to visit me. I call them visits. It's really just an audit of my incompetence. Lots of life advice. And I'm very confident, you know, my dad's catchphrase is, come on, we're not here to have fun. So he came to visit me recently, and my latest crime, the area where I need life advice, is I've got too many bottles in the bathroom. I know, shampoo and conditioner. It's like Elton John's dressing room. So you don't need antibacterial hand soap with a pump. I think it was the pump that really upset me. Such decadence, I know. Come on, Dad, the cycle has to break, don't pass it on. So yeah, too many bottles. And then I tried to take him out for dinner. I chose this gorgeous Spanish restaurant, very authentic, you know, fantastic wine, gorgeous food, tapas. That is just Spanish for rip-off. So I don't know. In his defence, I do make some dodgy life decisions. About 4 years ago, I don't know what anyone's politics are in here, but about 4 years ago, I read an article in The Guardian, and I acted on it, and now I live on a narrow boat. What a tit. Yeah, I don't know if you've heard, we're having a housing crisis in London. It's pretty bad. So a lot of people living on narrowboats now. And sometimes people think that's romantic. You know, people say, oh, it must be lovely. It's like, yeah, you can tell that nobody actually wants to live on a narrowboat. Everyone's ended up there. You know, the way you can tell is they've all got names and they're always called something that stinks of redundancy or divorce. You'll see boats called things like New Beginnings, The Break of Dawn. Who was Dawn? I'm moored next to one at the moment. It's called Let Me See the Kids, Sharon. It's pretty bad. When I was at school, you know, when I was 16 in front of the work experience person, I never thought I would have my life in decades to come without a flushing toilet. Like, this did not occur to me. I don't know. It's a lot of work, you know. There's a lot of emptying things, filling things, driving things, getting covered in oil and worse. I think what I'm really trying to say is I'm not a feminist anymore. Are you guys all feminists? No, look, so I'm with you. I think feminism can suck a dick. You know, I've had enough of it. I was when I was younger. I was a feminist. Because you can be, can't you, when you're younger? You've still got energy. So when I was a lot younger, I was so much a feminist that I did some women's studies at university. I was good fun. And I honestly wrote my dissertation on women's embodied experience and the impact of cosmetic surgery. Mm-hmm. It's all right, I'm not going to bore you with the whole paper. I'll just give you the gist of the paper. The gist was... I don't feel that way anymore. So I've got to the point now where I think if you're going to dismantle the patriarchy, just check I don't need help with parking first. I don't mind admitting it, we're different, and that's fine. You know, I've got to the point where I think men are all kind of neurodivergent mysteries. And women are all hormonal psychotics, I'm happy to admit that. I tried to have a relationship last year, and it is tricky. I think heterosexual people getting together for any length of time is a miracle. I mean, like all the other women in here, I've never farted, but I feel like if I did, it would be a private matter, wouldn't it? But they like to share these things. Very strange, very strange. And I remember one time we'd had quite a big night out, and we came home at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I came down the next day, an absolute delight, looking like a swamp monster. And he said to me, "Would you like me to book you into a beauty salon for the day?" I know! And obviously what I heard was, you need to go to a correctional facility. Preferably one staffed entirely by school bullies with nicer hair than you. So I don't know. We continued anyway. We keep swiping, we'll see. We'll see. So before I did this, I used to do some admin in central London. I don't know if anybody else has overcome depression. You guys all worked together, didn't you? And you're still friends.
Yeah, I know.
Or one of you owes the other a lot of money. I don't know. It looks real, you know. It looks real. That's amazing. How long have you all known each other?
16 years.
16 years.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, that's fantastic. You must be such nice people. It's so good. Well, my last job in an office, I didn't enjoy it all that much. It wasn't really my vibe. You know, there was a dishwasher in the corner of the office with a sign on it that said, "Empty, please fill me." And I always felt closer to that than anyone else. Had some amazing colleagues. I used to work with this woman called Donna. She was fantastic. Sort of, kind of, very strange hobbies. Like, she mostly liked talking about the Atkins diet and having a go at me. So she had the best day of her life when I told her I'd once eaten a whole Toblerone at lunchtime. "Oh my God, that is disgusting. If you do that more than once, right, that is 1,000 calories that will turn into a habit." "Oh, it's worse than that, Donna. They come from Poundland and do it every Tuesday." It's hard, isn't it, to not eat chocolate? Has anyone else noticed? Lockdown was a bit of a challenge for that stuff, wasn't it? Like, do you remember lockdown? It started in March 2020. So, you know, at the beginning I was like, I'm going to be one of the Joe Wicks people. I'm not going to get taken down. And then I was having eggs for breakfast every single morning. Sometimes boiled, mainly Easter, if I'm honest. Because Sainsbury's had gone mad, hadn't they? If you remember going to Sainsbury's, just wall-to-wall Easter eggs, and no grandparents could see anyone, couldn't buy them. It's fantastic. They're selling them off for 37 pence to depressed people. Under house arrest. I mean, what chances do we have? Sainsbury's, live well for less. Sainsbury's, get fat for fuck all. So it got quite bad, and eventually I thought, I can't have an Easter egg for breakfast every single day. This is not a good way to go. So I decided to ban myself from having chocolate at all. And because I wasn't having any chocolate, the cakes and biscuits were taking quite a hammering. So then they had to get banned as well. Then I was overeating rice cakes. I mean, I didn't think that was possible. Neither did the people at Rice Cakes. They were, "Christ, we sold 2 packets this week." Any carbohydrate, that's what happened. I was working my way down this sad comfort food carbohydrate hierarchy, until eventually in May that year I'd gained 9 pounds from eating raw porridge oats out of a bag. Sort of food equivalent of a very challenging wank. Didn't want to finish it, but we all finished it. So we've just had Christmas. That's good, isn't it? We're not religious in our family, so we just call it the Festival of Guilt. My mum's the best at it. I don't know how you guys feel about having self-help books bought for you. Thank you, Mother. This year I got my very own copy of Texan self-help guru Dr. Phil's "Find a Way to Fix Your Heart to Find a Man to Fill Your Hole." Why, Mother? Why? Darling, you can't keep going out with losers. Just watch me. She says, "Darling, just read the book. Take it seriously." "Mum, I'm not gonna read Dr. Phil on the train. I can't do that. You know, if I take that on the train and read it in public, I'm gonna have to wrap it in a copy of Enoch Powell's Rivers of Blood speech, so no one judges me." She says, "Darling, just read the book. You know, people love authenticity. Dr. Phil's an expert. He says, learn to be yourself. Learn to be yourself, relax. It's the small talk that leads to the big talk. I think Dr. Phil needs to try ecstasy, mother. All right, that's my time. I've been Cressida Wetton. You've been lovely, Jim.
Yeah. Did you meet her in college? I feel like I've created a